For nearly a century, air combat has been defined by a heated debate. Is it better to have one engine or two? It's a question of cost versus safety, agility versus raw power. But just when we thought we'd figured out the answer, welcome back to the deep dive. We're going to look at the classic argument of single versus twin-engine fighter jets, but we're adding a wild card: artificial intelligence. Because as programs like the US Air Force's VENOM-AFT start putting AI in control of F-16s, the rules of engagement are changing forever. Let's rewind. Traditionally, the choice came down to 5 factors: cost, performance, survivability, weight, and power. First, the single-engine jets. These are the lightweights: the F-16 Fighting Falcon, the SOB Gripen, the Tishas Mk2. Because they only have one power plant, they are cheaper to build and maintain. In a knife fight in a phone booth, a single-engine jet can be incredibly agile. It's one less heavy thing to drag through the sky. However, the Achilles heel is redundancy. Over water or hostile terrain, if that one fan stops spinning, that's not a problem for the pilot. It's a crisis. The F-15 Eagle, the Su-27 Flanker, the F-22 Raptor. 2 engines mean 2 things: raw thrust and survivability. You lose one, you fly home on the other. They can carry heavier weapons loads and generally fly higher. But, as General Charles Horner pointed out years ago, the trade-off is massive cost. You're paying for double the maintenance, double the fuel burn, and a much larger airframe. The single-engine F-16, with its F110 GE129 engine, can push a thrust-to-weight ratio over 1.09. It's a rocket. Comparatively, a lightweight twin like the Tishas Mk2 has a slightly lower ratio, though its modern design helps it recover energy quickly in a dogfight. Heavier aircraft like the F-22 or the J-20 can operate well above 18,000 meters. Flying that high means you can throw a missile further because you have more potential energy to convert. An adversary like a J-20 could technically strike from above, dictating the terms of the fight. But we are now entering a new era, the era of the AI combat pilot. Remember the DARPA Alpha Dogfight trials? In simulation, an AI absolutely clobbered a human pilot in a virtual dogfight. But that was just the beginning. Gutting the backseat and wiring them to fly autonomously. Think about what that does to the engine debate. A huge chunk of a fighter jet's weight isn't just the engine, it's the pilot. If you remove the meat bag, you save weight. But the main argument for twin engines has always been redundancy. If you lose an engine, you need that second one to save the multi-million-dollar aircraft and the pilot. But what happens when there is no pilot to save? It's no longer about preserving a human life. It's about preserving a machine that costs less than a manned fighter. In some cases, it might be tactically acceptable to lose the aircraft if it means completing the mission. The definition of survivability shifts from the airframe to the data link. Recent research in multi-agent reinforcement learning shows that AI agents can now manage complex 10-10 engagements, switching between aggressive attack and defensive postures in microseconds. Imagine this: a swarm of cheap, single-engine collaborative combat aircraft, directed by an AI. They don't need the range of a twin-engine jet because they are refueled by the mothership. The twin-engine fighter, like the F-15EX or the future F-47, will still have a place carrying massive payloads and commanding the battle space. But the dogfighting grunt work might soon belong to the single-engine drones that are cheap enough to lose but smart enough to win. So, is the era of the twin-engine dogfighter over? Not at all. But the reason for having 2 engines is evolving. The old debate of single versus twin used to be about cost versus safety. In the age of AI, it's becoming a debate about expendability versus endurance. And that is a dogfight we will be analyzing for decades to come. This has been another deep dive. I'm Rana Asif. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on aviation and defense tech, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.